Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to online classes. In the last session we have completed about entropy change and characteristics of entropy we have completed. In this session I am going to discuss the last factor, that is Gibbs energy change. As we studied, the driving force for spontaneous process is decrease in energy. It means minimum energy delta H must be negative, and maximum entropy, it means maximum randomness delta S must be positive. These two factors are not sufficient to decide whether the reaction is spontaneous or non-spontaneous. That's why we need a third factor called Gibbs free energy change. So the minimum energy, otherwise decrease in enthalpy and increase in entropy, not sufficient to decide which one that is spontaneous process. So now the condition is, before going to that third statement, we should know second law of thermodynamics. Now, second law of thermodynamics. It means it is impossible to construct the perpetual motion machine of second kind is second law, first kind is first law. If you observe, what is the second kind of machine? So it is impossible to construct the machine work in cycle which transforms heat from low temperature to high temperature without intervention of any external agency. The meaning of this statement is heat cannot flow from low temperature region to high temperature region by itself. Getting? Water cannot flow from low level to high level by itself without any using motor. We cannot transform water from low to high. So this is the statement. The statement is, it is impossible to construct perpetual motion machine of second kind. Perpetual motion machine of second kind. Otherwise, it is impossible to construct a machine work in cycle which transform heat from low temperature region to high temperature region without intervention of any external agency. It means without any external effect, it is impossible to flow the heat from low temperature to high temperature. It can be also simplified as heat cannot flow from low temperature to high temperature by itself, called second law of thermodynamics. Now, as I told you, the decrease in energy and increase in entropy never decides the spontaneity. That's why we need a third factor called Gibbs energy. It is clear that neither decrease in energy, nothing but delta H is negative, nor increase in entropy, delta S positive, decides spontaneity, neither nor I used. So we need a third factor, to decide spontaneity, called delta G it is. Delta G means Gibbs free energy change. So I discuss that. Right. Gibbs energy change, Gibbs energy and spontaneity. Gibbs energy and spontaneity. So the third factor is Gibbs energy. Gibbs energy is indicated by Z equal to H minus Ts. No derivation for this. G equal to H minus Ts. H equal to enthalpy, S equal to entropy, we know already, right? That is, G is Gibbs free energy and H is enthalpy and S is entropy. H is enthalpy, the total heat content of a system at constant temperature. S is entropy, degree of randomness, right? G is an extensive property. Extensive property means which depends on quantity of matter present in a system. Next, G is state function. State function means which depends upon initial and final states of matter or a system. It means we cannot determine the G value exactly, we can determine the change in Gibbs energy only. That's why it is depending upon initial and final state, hence it is called, which one, that is a state function. It is difficult to calculate G value independently. We can calculate delta G easily. So delta G is equal to, here G becomes delta G, H becomes delta H minus temperature as it is, S becomes delta S, right students? Change in Gibbs free energy, change in enthalpy, change in entropy at a given temperature. Clear it is? Now, you can write it as delta G system is equal to delta H system minus T delta S system, right? In a system point of view, if you consider, you can write like this. Now, units of Gibbs energy changes, units of delta G is equal to, these two are entropy, it means heat content, energy term, enthalpy it is, entropy, both are energy terms only. Energy means kilojoules per mole, so are kilojoules per mole, otherwise joule per mole, because delta H and delta S are energy terms, that's why joules are kilojoules per mole. Definition for G, definition for G. How to define? It is the total energy change that is available to do useful work called which one? That is Gibbs energy. So it is total energy change that is available to do useful work called Gibbs energy. If it is delta Z, Gibbs energy change, right? For example, delta G equal to minus 300 kilojoules if they give. So 300 kilojoules of work obtained from the system, that is useful work. Getting all of you, meaning is minus 300 is, so it is possible to obtain, it means it is possible to obtain 300 kilojoules of useful work from system. So very important meaning, students. That is the meaning for delta G. So let us consider a system which is not isolated. Yes. How to get delta G equal to delta H minus T delta S formula? Now, let us consider not isolated system. Now, the entropy changes. Entropy means delta S, that change is, now, delta S total is equal to delta S system plus delta S surroundings. It is the first expression. So better you put a box. Yes. If Q amount of heat is given by the system, given means released by the system. So heat released by the system is equal to Q. Released means minus Q, that is minus Q system is equal to minus delta H system, right? Heat released by the system, that released heat is absorbed by the surroundings. Absorbed means plus, so that is plus Q surroundings. Getting, students? Heat released by the system means minus Q. Heat content is indicated by delta H, that is minus delta H. That released heat is absorbed by the surroundings. Absorbed means plus Q surroundings, right? Now, delta S surroundings is equal to Q, which one? That is surroundings by T. This is the formula. Change in entropy formula, Q by T. In the last session we have discussed. This is equal to plus Q surroundings equal to minus Q system, otherwise minus delta H system. Minus delta H system it is, by T it is. This is 2. 2 will be substituted in 1. Surroundings place is substituted by minus delta S surroundings by T. Then you will get delta S total, it is equal to delta S system plus delta minus delta H system by T it is. Clear? Delta S surroundings is replaced by this term. Then multiply with temperature on both sides. Both sides. If you multiplied with T, T delta S total, it is equal to T delta S system plus T into minus delta H by T, it is system. This T will be cancelled. Then finally you will get T delta S total, it is equal to T delta S system minus delta H system. This is what you will get. So to make it a positive delta H, multiply this equation on both sides with the negative sign. Multiplied with a negative sign on both sides. On both sides. If you multiplied on both sides, so what will you get, students? Plus T delta S modified as a minus T delta S. Yes, that is minus T delta S total is equal to minus T delta S system minus delta H system. Clear it is? Then minus into minus plus you will get. Positive term we will write first. So minus T delta S total, it is equal to plus delta H system minus T delta S system. Clear, students? Then this becomes delta G, it is equal to delta H system minus T delta S system. So this is the formula and the derivation which is used to get this formula, this one it is, where delta G equal to minus T delta S total. You just observe, students. Getting all of you? Now, so delta G is negative as per this minus, that is spontaneous. Delta G is positive, that is non-spontaneous. Delta G is 0, this will be happened at equilibrium position. It means the rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. If negative, that is spontaneous. If positive, that is non-spontaneous. To make it negative, so it is negative. This value will be, rounded value must be positive. Positive into negative, it becomes yes. T delta S must be positive. To make it delta S positive, rounded value must be negative. Negative into negative, that is positive. T delta S must be negative, right? So at equilibrium delta G will be 0, we know already that is. Next, after this, enthalpy or Gibbs free energy change for a reaction, it is equal to sum of the Gibbs free energy changes of products minus sum of the Gibbs free energy changes of reactants. Formula, remember, students? For a reaction, if you wanted to calculate Gibbs free energy change, products Gibbs free energy change minus reactants Gibbs free energy change, that is the formula. Now, delta G naught means standard Gibbs free energy change. Delta G naught, that is standard Gibbs free energy change. Delta G naught, standard Gibbs free energy change. It is standard means, so delta G F naught also you can take, delta G F indicates a formation, students. It means The Gibbs free energy change when 1 mole of compound is formed from their elements in their standard state under standard conditions called Gibbs free energy change. The Gibbs free energy change when 1 mole of compound is formed from its elements in standard state from its elements in standard state under standard conditions. Standard condition means temperature is 298 Kelvin, pressure is 180 m, otherwise 760 mm of Hg, otherwise 1 bar pressure, called delta F G naught it is. Delta F G naught for elements in standard state, it is equal to 0, very very important. Delta G naught in standard state, it becomes 0, remember. Now we should know the relation between which one and which one, that is delta G and delta G naught, we discuss. Right. Relation between okay, relation between delta G and delta G naught, delta G naught and equilibrium constant, that is K, equilibrium constant K. Equilibrium means there is a rate of forward reaction equal to backward reaction, right? So A plus B gives rise to C plus D. There is an equilibrium between the reactants and products, right? Now the relation is delta G equal to delta G naught plus RT ln K. ln K it is, actually ln Q it is, ln Q. Q means reaction quotient. It means at any concentration, if you write product concentration by reactant concentration at any time, that is called Q. At only equilibrium, the term is indicated is K. That is what? At any concentration. At any concentration it is. Now, at equilibrium, Q becomes K it is. It means Q converted into K, equilibrium constant. This is at any concentration, but at equilibrium this one is equal to this one. Next, so Q equal to, so that is K, right? Delta G is equal to 0. Remember student, at equilibrium only delta G 0, but not delta G naught 0, very very important. Then substitute these two in that. Delta G becomes 0, delta G naught plus RT ln K it is, where K equal to product concentration by reactant concentration. Products are C and D concentration by, reactants are A and B concentration. Clear it is, students? Then substitute. Then here delta G naught equal to minus RT ln K. Very, very important. Ln will be base C. Base C means exponential term. This is taken as first equation and taken as second equation. From this, K equal to, otherwise ln base C K equal to, this minus RT shifted to left side by minus RT. Okay. Then K equal to e power delta G naught by minus RT. Very, very important. Very, very important it is. Which of the following is correct? They will give you this one and this one and this one and any other one also possible. So, very, very important. Right. Afterwards, check it clearly. So, this will be ln's converted into which one? Logarithms by taking 2.303. Delta G naught is equal to minus RT, otherwise minus 2.303 nRT, otherwise RT it is, log base 10 K it is. ln's converted into logarithms by taking this one. From 2 I have written it is, from 2, equation 2 students. Same thing, ln's are changed into logarithms. Then log base 10 K is equal to delta G naught by minus 2.303 RT. Clear it is, students? So, this will be taken as 3 it is, right? Then K equal to 10 to the power of delta G naught by minus 2.303 RT. A very, very important another expression. Equilibrium constant and delta G relation it is, all these relations. Next it is 4 taken as, from 3 it is for 1 mole. If I took n moles, then the formula is delta G naught equal to minus 2.303 nRT log base 10 K it is. It is for n moles, students. Very, very important, easy one. You know delta G naught equal to, in place of this, delta H naught minus T delta S naught minus 2.303 nRT log base 10 K. It is another expression. Delta G equal to delta H minus T delta S. That's why I substituted there. Now, conditions are required for spontaneous and non-spontaneous. So, delta G equal to, that is the formula. Any formula you can consider, students, that is from 3 I am taking, this is 3 minus, so delta G, delta G naught for spontaneous process, generally for spontaneous process, this must be negative, you should remember. Delta G naught must be negative. To make it negative value, K should be positive. Positive and negative will be negative. K must be positive. K must be positive. K equal to product concentration by reactant concentration. To make the K value positive, numerator greater than that of denominator. It means product concentration is greater than that of reactant concentration. Very, very important conditions. Next, afterwards, for non-spontaneous reaction, opposite one, delta G naught must be positive, correct? To make it positive delta G naught, K must be negative, negative into negative, positive. That's why K must be negative. K must be lower, nothing but. To make it negative, here reactant concentration greater than that of product concentration. Right? So, these are the conditions to obey which one, that is here k value will be greater than that of 1, k value will be less than that of 1. So that is the meaning, students. Another one, electrical work, another relation, delta G equal to minus NFE, otherwise delta G naught equal to minus NF E naught. It is another relation, students. Relation between it is relation between delta G and E. E means EMF of the cell. It means electrical work. It is electrical work. It means Gibbs energy change and electrical work relation, where N equal to number of moles of electrons, F equal to 1 Faraday. 1 Faraday means 96500 coulombs. F equal to, so that is Faraday. Faraday means 96500 coulombs. You need to remember this. Okay. Next, afterwards, after many derivations, we no need of that derivation, students, because we are studying objective, we need formulas. After many derivations, small, it means delta G, that is dz simply equal to 2.303 nRT log base 10 P2 by P1. If they provide two pressures, that is initial pressure and final pressure, in such cases, and this is the formula we need to use. Now pressure is inversely proportional to volume. P2 by P1 equal to V1 by V2. We know already, students. Then you will get dz equal to 2.303 nRT log base 10 V1 by V2 it is. So for objective purpose, a small change in Gibbs energy equal to 2.303 nRT log base 10, which one, that is log base 10 V1 by V2, otherwise P2 by P1. So effect of temperature on spontaneous reaction. What are the conditions? Delta H positive, negative, delta S positive, negative, temperature, high temperature, low temperature, then delta G becomes negative, positive, otherwise 0. Many conditions are there. I will write all these conditions and I will explain now. Okay, students, you just observe. So this is nothing but effect of temperature on spontaneity of a reaction. Getting, all of you? This is effect of temperature on spontaneity of a reaction. So in this case, yet different conditions, whether the reaction is spontaneous or non-spontaneous, we will observe. Our relation is delta G equal to delta H minus T delta S. I will explain these all, at least two I will explain, you just observe. Delta H is positive, it is positive, negative, minus delta S is positive, it means delta S positive means temperature also positive generally. This term becomes positive, right? You just observe here clearly. Reaction is spontaneous at all the term. Now, positive into negative, negative. Negative, totally it becomes negative. Clear it is, students? Delta H negative. Delta S positive means T delta S also positive. Positive into negative, that is negative. Negative, it means addition here. Negative, nothing but negative. So that is delta G negative. At any temperature, when you increase the temperature or decrease the temperature, it becomes negative at all temperatures. That's what I have written. Delta G will be negative. Third one I will explain. Condition number 3. Delta G equal to delta H minus T delta S. Third one. So delta H is equal to negative, students, minus T delta S also negative it is, right? Delta S negative. Then at high temperature I am taking, it means this temperature value increases, it becomes positive into negative, it means high positive into negative, high negative, minus minus, so it becomes more negative, correct? Negative into negative, positive, positive means more positive, minus negative. For example, minus 10 plus 100, it becomes plus 90, it means positive. Means delta G is positive when temperature increases. Clear, students? Like that you can verify all these options, then it will be correct form of table. This is Gibbs free energy change. At least one bit they are expecting from this tabular form. You have to remember, and very, very important for your objective exams. Next, students, that is third law of thermodynamics. I am writing here. Third law of thermodynamics. Third law of thermodynamics. Second law we have studied already. Entropy, if you observe, for gases more disorder, that's why more entropy. Entropy means disorder. For liquids moderate entropy. For solids there is a great order, molecules are tightly held together, that's why entropy will be 0, disorder 0, nothing but. It means entropy of solids will be 0, that too in a perfect crystalline form. Entropy of pure and perfectly crystalline substance will be 0 at absolute 0 Kelvin temperature. 0 Kelvin means, so very, very low temperature, that is, okay, right. Entropy of pure and perfectly crystalline substance is 0 at absolute 0 temperature. At absolute 0 temperature, it means 0 kelvins, it is 0 kelvins or minus 273 degrees Celsius. Very, very important. So now, after many derivations, they gave a formula for us, that is ds equal to Cp log base 10, Cp 2.303 log base 10 T1 it is. What is that? T1. T1 means, otherwise T means final temperature, nothing but. Otherwise ds, otherwise ST means at a particular temperature it is. ST, it is equal to Cp 2.303 log base 10 is T. It is any one correct, all are correct. Right, students? The meaning is entropy at a particular temperature. Cp means heat capacity at a constant pressure, and T means at a given temperature. I gave you T1. Actually, T0 to T1. 0 means initial temperature. Initial temperature. It is final temperature. So initial temperature is nothing but 0 kelvins. That's why 0 not considered, students. Only final temperature T1. It is temperature T1. T means final temperature. T1 is also nothing but a final temperature. By this formula you can calculate entropy at a given temperature. So students, with this the synopsis for thermodynamics chapter completed. Study perfectly. So we'll discuss bits in our next session.